Hello, my fellow griefers and trolls. Eric the Plague Doctor, 981YT here. And beekos, well, it's been a while since I've done a video, and I apologize that it's a bit of a vlog this time, and if you hear any background noise, I apologize. I am making this at work. So I'm over in the cafeteria area back in the corner making this, but this is going to be a video where I talk a little bit about myself and let all of you kind of get to know me a little bit. So, for starters, my zodiac is a Scorpio. And Scorpios are, well, do research on them. Good portion of the time they pretty much sum me up in a nutshell. It's quite lovely. I'm a stubborn motherfucker at times, believe me. Sometimes beyond reason, but I can be a very rational, reasonable person at times. It's complicated to kind of explain how I can be really stubborn to the point of beyond reason, but incredibly stubborn. Yeah, but it really depends on what mood I am, and I'm the kind of person who, how do I say this, has certain passions, and these passions I am fully dedicated to, and if I ever ended up in, say, a relationship with someone, I would remain strong, dedicated, and loyal, like I am to any and all people, like my friends, for example. I try to maintain strong, dedicated, loyal relationships with them. It's fun. Being loyal and with friends. I mean, I have an offensive, very, very offensive sense of humor. Like, look through my Facebook profile if you have me on Facebook. Not my Facebook profile that I have for this channel, my personal one. Like, if you know it, if you are following that, well, you'll understand just how offensive my humor is, because I shitpost on there a lot. And I'm sorry about the lack of videos. Yeah, my life's kind of complicated right now, so I can't really do videos except for maybe blogs, but that's it. And stressful, yeah, but hey, I just had a birthday, November 3rd, and I'm 21 now. It's lovely. But, gee, what else to say? I'm antisocial. I'm an introvert, so I'm like always nervous around other people for several different reasons that a lot of my close friends and people I trust know those personal reasons why why I'm nervous around others, but maybe at some point in the future, all of you wonderful people who watch my channel will find out as well, but yeah, and it's a real challenge being friends with me at times, not only because I'm stubborn, but I have one hell of a temper. I mean, and I'm impatient at times. Like, that temper I flip my shit real quickly. And the more that whatever caused me to get triggered goes on, the higher that temper will get, and it's insane. A few of my friends have seen me flip my shit and can't speak. A little nervous about certain things right now. That's certain things in the future, but yeah. I enjoy helping others. It is something I'm very passionate about. And I enjoy being excellent to other people, as excellent as possibly can be. And if I do not show excellence, like for example, when I see like at work, there's a older guy right now, if they have a hat that says that they are a veteran, most of the time they are Vietnam veterans, like this older gentleman who's I'm looking at right now. He, I'll say as a little subtle, hey, I thank you for your service, because I support veterans. They deserve all the respect, and they deserve lots of respect for the stuff they've done for this country, but I'm not going to get political. So when I see them, I read their hats, or I see indicators that they're veterans, I'll be like, hey, I like your hat. And yeah, I like role play. I like, hence why a lot of my videos are RPGs. I like, my favorite movies and genres are horror. Not really big on comedy, but I love comedy. I research serial killers, a lot of morbid, creepy shit, like this book I'm reading right now, for example, and well, there's a little story behind why I'm reading this. I put off reading it for a long time, despite it being on my favorite subject in history, but yeah, it's quite fun. Reading that, and it's gonna be highlighted to death by the time I'm done with it, because I've been reading it and highlighting it with every ounce of my being as I've been going through. But yeah, it's fun. My favorite colors are, in order, are black, gold, autumn red, and I like silver. So yeah, those are some of my favorite colors, so they're all over the spectrum. I love everything kind of creepy, and though I am someone you can trust, I do not trust me with your fears, because I'm one of those people who, if you're scared of something, I'm gonna go, yeah, I'm gonna scare you with it. So it's quite funny. When people get scared, I laugh my ass off. Like this Halloween, and I what did I do? Yeah, I ran into these two teenage girls and their little brother. I was trying to spook them because I was Jason Voorhees for Halloween this year, and not my Plague Doctor costume like I originally thought of doing, but I was Jason for Halloween, and it was fun. I tried scaring these two teenage girls, but they weren't scared, but their little brother, I scared the piss out of him to the point where he shot screaming halfway down the street, and it was hilarious. And eventually when my legs got tired, I stopped, and went back to his sisters, and they were laughing their fucking asses off. And they're like, hey, can we take a picture of you as a result? Like, okay, so the results were hey, can we take a picture with you? Oh, I find that so funny, and that was like their thanks for scaring the piss out of their little brother. And when they came up, when their little brother came back, they're like, "Hey, do you want to take a picture with him?" And he just hid behind them. No, he was still scared. It was funny. There was other stuff. My machete that I was using broke because I got in a sword fight with a dad who was dressed as a pirate, and his son was Darth Vader. It was real awesome. I think it was fun doing that, and there were these teenage girls. Like, I was just doing stuff Jason would do, like stalking slowly behind people and also chasing them, like full on running. It was sweet, but. And this is the thing, though, there were the two teenage girls I ran into, and all I was doing was walking slowly behind them and like stalking them. You know what I mean? Like, I was just following them and trying to give them the spooks, and I scared them so badly that teenagers of all things, they called their fucking parents. Like, really? You're fucking teenagers, and you're gonna call your parents for a dude being creepy on Halloween? Okay. I find that really funny. Now, I'm on a different note, like back to what I was saying earlier. I research serial killers and a lot of creepy, morbid shit. Well, I find all that fascinating. I find what a lot of them did deplorable, sickening, and twisted. But the psychology behind it, I find it fascinating. Their motivations, what they did. I find it all very, I find it all fascinating. Sick and twisted, yes, but fascinating nonetheless. And so, love is something I've recently opened my heart up into, but I'm back in the dating arena. But let me tell you something, what I look for in relationships. What I want in a relationship is passion, dedication, intimacy, like, not in the sexual way, kind of interested in that a little bit, but that's like at the very bottom of the list of things I want in a relationship. I'd really only ever like want sexual things if the other person wanted it. I'd rarely ask. Especially not on the first date or hangout or whatever. And I just, I want loyal dedication. I want trust. Like with friendships, I want lots of trust, and I don't want any broken promises or lies. If you're gonna make to me, my logic is that you don't ever make a promise that you know in your heart you can't keep. If you can't keep a promise, don't fucking make it. And that's what I do. I've never in my life broken a promise. Since developing that belief anyway. And truth be told, I don't lie. I refuse to lie. I detest liars. Like, there's been people I've kicked out of my life for good, simply because I caught them in a lie. So yeah. But in a relationship, I'm not gonna end a relationship over arguing. Like, there's friends I've had lots of arguments with, and we haven't even ended a relationship because we get over it, we kiss, we make up, etc. Depending on the situation, arguing can do one of two things: help a relationship grow, or wreck it completely. And it's all up to the people involved in said relationship to figure out which spectrum they go into. But that's just how I see things. And yeah, so lots of dedication. And I am someone who, if you can't be with me at my worst, then you don't deserve me at my best, kind of thing. Because even though I try to show my best the most, the worst is going to come out at times. And sometimes the smallest things can piss me off, but it really just depends. And yeah, like, I wear a yellow vest at work, a bright yellow vest for safety. And this is the thing about that vest. You should know that, like, there's lots of people that will ask me, like, hey, do you work here? Why I'm wearing this vest, and it's like dumb. And I hate it, and apparently other employees who are more obviously dressed looking like employees, they apparently asked the same shit, and it's stupid. But I'm a smartass at times, and I'm sarcastic, and I like making fun of stupidity, obviously. Like, just out here, outside of Lobby A, there was someone who parked in the handicap spot, and their parking was so fucking ridiculous, they took up 2 parking spots. And it was like a DeLorean style car. Like, you blind. But I'm not gonna give them shit for that, even though I think their parking was stupid. I think it was funny. It was so stupid I stopped to take a picture. But yeah, I'm a glutton for knowledge, meaning that I crave knowledge like a drug. I always want to learn more. I am an overthinker as a result. I constantly thinking every second of every day. Every second of every minute of every hour of every day, I am always thinking of something. So I dream a lot. Like, I even remember dreams I had when I was like little, really little. And most of the time I remember my dreams. Sometimes I'm aware I have had a dream, and sometimes I won't. But like last night, I remember vividly a dream I had of a really nice dinner. It was weird. But yeah, and if anyone, leave in the comments, message me on Twitter, message me on my Facebook page for the channel. If you want to get to know me more, message me questions you have about me, and I'll answer them here on the channel and in the form of vlogs. But yeah, I'm always. I also want, and before I end things, last thing I want to say is that I am a realist, meaning I look at things for how they are. I am not a pessimist, which looks at things in a negative light, and I am not an optimist who looks at things as in a positive light. A realist is someone who looks at things for how they are. So if I'm going to see something, if something is negative, like if the situation is negative, I'm going to see it as negative. I'm not going to look at it for something it's not. That's what a realist does. We look at things for how they are, not for how they're not. If that makes sense. So for example, if a situation's looking positive, realists will see it as positive. We're not going to see it as negative. But in negative situations, we pretty much see a negative situation. We won't see any of the good behind it unless on the surface level we can find good in it. Even if you're like me, where you overthink and rationalize everything. Even though I am a very serious person, I don't really... There's some things I really don't take seriously, like video games, for example. I just fucking screw around. I'm one of those gamers that just say, to hell with skill, I'm just gonna fuck around and have fun. But yeah, that's who I am, and I'm kind of the same way in real life, but I take things more seriously in real life. Especially relationships, whether that's with friends or other people, like in a love type situation, I'd take that very seriously. But I like having relationships, friends or otherwise, where everyone can just tease and poke around at each other without being realistically negative towards one another. It's just all in good fun type of negative, but there are lines to that. So yeah, it's fun and interesting to be that way. But that's just who I am, and I'm a very creative, passionate person. And I'm nice, real nice, until you get onto this blacklist I have of people I don't forgive. But yeah, and that's the basics of me. So yeah, and there are certain things that Scorpios are that I am not, but for the most part, I am a Scorpio. To the letter, mostly. I'm also a wolf in the Celtic zodiac, which I'll leave a link to information about that in the description box below. Because the Celtic zodiac, I'm a wolf to a T in that. It's like A to Z. Yeah, that's me. So yeah. So yeah, if you want to get to know more about me, ask me. If you want to see if I get enough questions, I'll do another video. So yeah. Until the next one, which I'm not sure when that would be. Bye!